All right, we're on to our last piece that we're making. So this is going to be piece number 7P. So we need to click on our plus sign, go to Create Part Studio. So this is where we're going to have our last part. So let's take a look at what it's going to look like. So here's our shape. So some of my students said it kind of looks like a Y. At this angle, yeah, it kind of does look a little bit like a Y. So I'm going to break this one into two chunks, like I just did with A and B. So looking at this, we have our blue section, which is going to be our first section, and then orange, which is going to be our second one. So over here, we have our blue. So I'm going to add this one in with the line tool. Okay, so basically we're making, again, the exact same shape we made with part 1V. And also the first layer is going to be the same layer as A, and then the same as B, but B was rotated ever so slightly. So let's add this in. So we're going to do sketch, front plane, front of the cube, and now we can add this in. Again, I like to start at the origin for this. So remember, you want to make sure all your lines are nice and 90-degree angles. It's okay if your dimensions are off right now. The important part is the 90-degree angle. Okay, so I got all my lines in. I can see that it's turned to that light gray color, so therefore I know that I have placed in enough lines and they are connected at the end to make a shape. So later when I go to extrude, I should not have a problem. So now looking at our dimensions. So we have two 2-inch dimensions and two 1-inch dimensions. I'm going to pause here for a second. So if you need to pause yourself in the video, that's fine. Okay. So I'm going to add in my larger dimensions first. I just always found it easier because when I add my large dimensions, you can see everything kind of shrinks down. Okay, so adding in, oh, I did it again. I did this in the last video too. All right, so I can just hit escape on my keyboard, use my dimension tool. Ah, there we go. That's what I did. So see how this line is highlighting? That's what I accidentally clicked on when I was trying to place my dimension. So just move that off to the side. And there we go. So adding in now my 1-inch dimensions. And you can see that everything has turned black. If you still have blue, typically the issue is you did not fully constrain everything and some of these angles are not 90 degree. So if we wanted to put in a 90-degree angle, we could just click here, and you can see we got our angle. If I click on this, no, sometimes it'll give you an error if you add in something extra. If you could see that there's this light gray color, it's just telling you, hey, it's just kind of giving you like a readout of what it is, but it's not letting you change anything. If it has red, just delete the dimension and you might need to put it somewhere else. Okay, and I'm just going to get rid of that. So I right-clicked to get out of my dimension tool, and then I can just delete that. So now I can tilt this, extrude. Yep, it worked. If it doesn't work automatically for you, you can just click on your outline here inside of it, and then it'll extrude. My depth is 1 inch, so I'm going to accept the extrusion. All right, now I need to do my next layer. So scrolling over here, now we get to that orange one. So basically we're doing the exact same thing we just did with parts A and B, but this time instead of being on the two edges, we're going to be in the center. So I'm going to create my sketch on my frontmost surface here. All right, so now I have my sketch 2. I'm going to tilt it so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use my corner rectangle. So I'm going to go from my origin over to my corner. Okay, so you saw it was blue for a second and now it's black. If it's fully black, then you have it dimensioned properly. All right, now I can extrude. Oh, it's hard to see what's going on, so I'm going to tilt it. Oh, there we go. So now I can see my part. Okay, so it's 1 inch for the depth. If it didn't select this one, you can just click on it to select it. And our part is done. So now we are going to right click on Part Studio 1, rename. So piece 7P. All right, so that is the last piece. So next we're going to be moving on to work drawings in the next video.